Hey VCers, Tony here, Tony's LPs R Us. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Really appreciate it. And I want to thank all you people who have subbed, all the likes, all the comments. We read all the comments. I respond to every comment because I want to hear your opinion on what I'm talking about or your opinion on what I should be talking about. But thank you. I hope everyone's doing well. Today is something about doing well. It's about how you can do well mentally, physically, emotionally. And I'm talking about comfort albums. Now, comfort albums, what's a comfort album? Well, think about what is comfort food. Comfort food is food that makes people feel good. It's often associated with positive memories. It's hearty, it's nostalgic. It's something that no matter where you are, it brings back childhood memories. It evokes times in your life that are positive. Could also give you a melancholy feeling. But, that's food. A good stew, a good soup, a great pizza, something that your mom or grandmother may have baked or made and evokes those nostalgic memories. So that's comfort food. But what about comfort albums? Well, in my case, comfort albums do the same thing. They're albums that I go to when I just want to hear something that I'm familiar with. It's like putting on a really comfortable pair of sneakers or a comfortable Levi's or jeans. So it's comfort food, but it's an album. It's an album, and it's good for the soul, basically. Now, these records, I have many. I picked out 5 today. I'm going to do a continual series in this to see how it works out. But for me, comfort albums are albums that I go to. I just pull it off the shelf. I know this album I'm going to dig. I'm going to dig every track. I know every nuance. I know if there's a click in my particular pressing, I know it's there. I'll know the song that's going to come after the song that just played. I know the song before that song played. In essence, I know the whole album by heart. And I love these albums. I've been listening to these albums for a long time. My collection goes back 50 years. And a couple of these albums go back 60 years or around that time. So I'm going to show these albums, and I want you to let me know what your comfort albums are. And if you like this segment, I'm going to do more because I could pick out another 20 comfort albums that I go to. When you have a lot of records, or CDs for that matter, some of these comfort albums are not only on vinyl. I'll pull these albums on my CDs of these albums because I have these albums on CD as well for the most part. One I may have recorded myself. But I will bring those albums on a road trip and I'll listen to those albums, and it's comfortable. Like I said, comfort food makes you feel good, gives you a feeling of your past or a joyous time in your life. So these aren't in any order. This is just 5 that I could put on at any time, and they give me happiness. I know every track. And it's just a joyous record when you hear. For me, and these records are in my opinion. You have your own records, I'm sure. So I want to hear about that. But without, as they say, further ado, first one out of the box is this one. Introducing the Beatles on VJ, an American-owned and African-American-owned record company that, as you all know, preceded releasing the Beatles from Capitol. Here is the back. I don't know what rendition this is. This is a stereo. This has I Saw Her Standing There, Misery, Anna, Chains, Boys, Love Me Do, P.S. I Love You, Baby It's You, Do You Want to Know a Secret, A Taste of Honey, There's a Place, and Twist and Shout. So, and this is a really nice copy. It could be a bootleg, it could be an original. I don't care. I have a few of these, all different variations. Here's the actual record. And you can see that. But in this case, just from the titles of the songs, I know this record by heart. I made a copy of it on CD for the car. Transferred it rather on CD. So if I want to hear some stuff that I love, I'll put this record on, and I'm never going to be disappointed. I know every little groove and curve. Next up is one I've been listening to since it came out. early 70s. Captain Fantastic, Elton John's masterpiece. I think it underrated. I don't think a lot of people even talk about Captain Fantastic anymore. But look at that artwork. Now, Captain Fantastic is the classic Elton John lineup. Eight or nine number one hits in a row. You have Captain Fantastic and the Brown Dirt Cowboy, Tower of Babel, Bitter Fingers, When the Whistle Blows, Tell Me When the Whistle Blows, Someone Saved My Life Tonight, Gotta Get a Meal Ticket, Better Off Dead, We All Fall in Love Sometimes, in Curtains. And this comes with not just one booklet that's elaborate, but two booklets that is, or maybe a poster, but it has this little comic book called Scraps. I believe this is from this record. And it has lyric sheet on a little, with great illustrations. Bitter Fingers, Someone Saved My Life Tonight, which is a very poignant song. And also have, sometimes I put different books in different, has a poster. This, I believe, is a promotional poster for this, which I got from the record shop I worked in. But there's, so, you can see this has pinholes. So I did display this poster, but it was out of the sun. So these are records that I could put on at any time, basically comfort albums, comfort records. This one here, I'm sure a lot of you will agree with. This is Blue Eyed Soul at its best, original Blue Eyed Soul. David Bowie, Young Americans. This also has John Lennon on it. This is just one of my favorites. This is an original with the matted textured type of sleeve, jacket cover. The Young Americans. Here is the inner sleeve, original inner sleeve that has lyrics and credits. So I'll put this record on, know every song, know every groove, know the songs that precede it, the last song and came after the next song. There's the actual tan RCA. This record's really in really good condition. Must have played it 100 times. It still plays near mint. Here's another one of my comfort records. This is number 4. We're only going to do 5 today, so, I'm just going to talk about them briefly. The Doors, LA Woman. This is the 45 RPM from Analog Productions. I also have an original, but I don't have the original with the cellophane cover that this slides in and out on the original, if you know what I mean. I have a early reissue of that, which is in great shape. But this is the epitome. LA Woman, great gatefold. There's the back. I just have a double plastic. Just look at these. Just look at the song. The Changeling, Love Her Madly, Been Down So Long, Cars Hiss By My Window, LA Woman, L'America, Crawling King Steak, The Wasp, Texas Radio and the Big Beat, Riders on the Storm, and others. So, comfort food for the soul, comfort listening for the soul. You pour yourself a drink, turn the lights down low, crank it up, and you are transported to where these guys are. Okay, that's where you are transported. Next one up is another one that's comfort food. And a comfort album, comfort sound for not only me, but I'm sure for millions, because it is my favorite Steely Dan record and most people's favorite Steely Dan record. That's Asia. And here's the UHQR that I did a couple ABs. I have all the different variations. I also have the double greatest hits of Steely Dan, which has a number of songs from Asia. This tops them all. Really meticulously well done. If you don't have this UHQR, it's still available. I believe it's 40,000 copies pressed initially. These are numbered. I don't know what this number is, but there's the fold out in Asia. Now, just a tremendous record, a tremendous craftsmanship that consisted of this record. And for me, it brings back days of high school, college days, people I've known that aren't here with us anymore. Listen to this album all the time with my friends, like I did all these albums. I don't think I could ever become one with a record that I bought today, even if it's great. Like, for instance, the last Rolling Stone record, which I think is great. But when you hear a record in your formative years and you listen to that record critically with your friends and you're hanging out and you're partying, it becomes part of your DNA. And that's what these records are. They're part of my DNA. And I'm sure I named some records that are part of your DNA. So tell me what you think about this segment. Comfort albums, comfort records. Doesn't have to be vinyl, although for me the vinyl is the most sonically and fidelity-wise pleasing to me. Although I do have these records for my car on CD. I probably had these on cassette, and maybe the Beatles I put on 8-track when I had an 8-track recorder. I don't remember, but comfort albums, comfort food, brings you that feeling of melancholy, nostalgia sometimes, brings you a feeling of joy. And we really need that in today's times. We really need to be able to sit back and just forget about things that are good, forget about things that are negative, remember things that are good. These records connect me with things that I associate with, some of the best times that I can remember. So keep rocking. And what can I say? Here we go. 5 records, 5 comfort albums. Hope you enjoy this segment. Take care. See you later. Thanks a lot for stopping by. And once again, got to give the little speech. I really appreciate you watching. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. We really appreciate it. Take care. Hope everyone's doing well. Have a great day. Ciao.